What have you learned from your audience feedback? I did a focus group with 4 people, 2 males and 2 females aged 18 to 25, after I had finished or was in the final stages of my production to see whether my work had accomplished what I had set out to do. The focus group was recorded with a camera, but apparently there was some interference that whenever someone spoke, a whispery noise came on, making it barely watchable. So because of this, I decided to remember as much as I could word for word, and then talk about it on the evaluation. At first I thought it would have been easy to get people my age to talk to, but then realized that wouldn't accomplish anything. As even though people my age would watch these sort of films, they wouldn't necessarily be the targeted audience, and getting people slightly above my age gains a more accurate and valid response. Since the people I had asked were purposely not media or film students, as they might have been unfair or biased, I didn't want to get their views on conventions. More so, I'd wanted to ask regular people whom I could get their opinions on the tone, colours and significance of the work I had done. One of the questions that I have talked about before was the question, what is your impression of the main character? I had wanted to gain a sense of consistency within my work, so I had asked if the main character gave the same feeling throughout, and they had thought that I was correct. I had asked them to give me words which would best describe the individual, and they had given me answers like crazy, insane, hooligan, and psycho. For the trailer, I had gained extra answers like madman, killer, and criminal, which still fits in with the persona of the character, but not the main idea I wanted to represent. I had asked for any criticism about which features of my work they didn't like or understand. One of the participants had said that the villain's face was shown in the trailer, and the person didn't like that. As I explained before, and also to the participant about why I decided to do this, they still didn't like the idea of it. I had realized that the lack of reveal was an important convention, and that it would split people's opinions of it being a problem. Another person had pointed out that the trailer had ended quite abruptly. I had an extra scene with the man's blood being flushed down, which would have made the ending more finished, but I was told by teachers and friends that this made the ending amusing, which I then had to admit, which didn't leave me with a proper ending and enough time to get the actor again to refilm. Near the start of producing my poster and website, I had done a simple one-question poll asking, should the poster and the website have the same main image? So far the results were 6 for yes, 1 for no, and 2 for doesn't matter. From this I did then choose to use the same main image, but because there was some difference in the poll, I had purposely decided to manipulate the image so you could tell it was from the same image, but the effects were done differently. This was a simple question which I needed an answer for, and by using a poll on WordPress, it allowed the poll to be viewed and be voted by numerous people. My first post on WordPress was the 3 media questionnaires that I had made about posters, trailers, and websites. I had the same target audience, but I had asked different people of similar ages. There were 20 people consisting of 10 boys and 10 girls of different ages and ethnicities that I chose to get a more balanced and rounded view. I chose to make 3 questionnaires as I didn't want one long questionnaire, and by doing it this way I could separate the different information I had needed out of it. One of my questions was, should the trailer reveal the villain? And the results that came back were quite confusing, as the vote for yes was at 7 points, the vote for no at 9 points, and doesn't matter at 4 points. I had expected the vote for no would be much higher, as I am enough of a horror fan to know that this is of much importance. This then influenced the idea of challenging the horror convention of reveal, which is seen in my work all the way through. For the colour scheme in my works, the decision came from the results of the questionnaires. I had asked which 3 colours had the most effect in grabbing the viewer's attention. The option to choose from were black, white, and an extra colour. I had done this because black and white are seen on many horror posters, and they are opposites which work well together, which show evil overcoming good. The highest results were with red and yellow in second. If you take this and then look at my poster, you can see that the main image incorporates yellow and red, while the website features the most voted colour, red, black, and white. The information gained from this helped me piece together the ideas of how my work was going to look, and with the planning I had done later on, it helped to solidify this. Through production of my trailer, my teacher had looked at an early draft of it and criticised the shots for being too long in length. I had learnt that the long shots were not used that often in horror movies, and then shortened it down to a reasonable level, making my trailer look more effective and creates more tension this way. All 3 of my videos were posted onto YouTube and embedded on WordPress, where I asked for comments and criticism. But unfortunately, nobody did comment, so I can't talk about the feedback here. Although I did get 1 like for all 3 of my videos and 1 dislike for my first draft. I would have liked to known who that one person was, and if that person would have changed his or her mind looking at the final finished trailer, and what I did differently.